Hi. Of course, you're here, so you know I'm Sonika. And I want to begin from one place, which is to thank you. Thank you for being a friend on this profile. Thank you for interacting with me, commenting, joining the live, watching the videos, scrolling through my posts. Thank you. Also, thank you for just being here, even if you didn't actively do anything about it. But thank you for being here because your presence without action also matters, and it does matter. I want to acknowledge it that it matters. So, those of you who have been part of my Facebook profile for a really long time, because I've been here for over 15 years now, and I haven't been this same person with this same purpose, with this same mission over the past 15 years that I've been here. I've had a journey, just like everyone else. I've had a journey. And in this journey, there are people who have joined me during the second and different phase of my life. And thank you to all of them as well for being here, for staying here even when I was not actively delivering something. So thank you we're just going to take this on the side so that this is not coming again and again, right? Yeah, thank you. So thank you so much for being here, being a part of my journey and listening to me, watching me, seeing the posts, seeing the videos, reading the words, everything that I've said here and showed up as here. Thank you for doing that. It matters so much that you did that. This year marks something different for me. And I understand energy to the extent I've studied energy and the works of manifestation and the behind the scene works of healing, of a lot of things. I understand that this year is different in beginnings, in actions, in desires, in clarity, in who you are going to show up as. It's different, and it's on us that we decide to do something about it. It's on us to use this available opportunity to make something. And what you're going to make is probably what you're meant to make anyway. But this will be a conscious choice to do that. And that's important, to have your conscious involvement in where your life will go this year. That's so important. It's deeper than setting an intention about who you're going to be, how you are going to be, what you are going to do. It's deeper than that. And it's definitely more powerful than that. Because when you are consciously involved in the alchemy of your energy, you're shifting much more than you can see. So this year for me marks so many different moments and beginnings, and yes, some of the things may or may not turn out like how I wished them to turn out. But that only is a signal of how far I want to go with it. What are the actions that I'm willing to take for it? Who am I willing to be? What are the beliefs that I'm ready to challenge in myself? And that's really all personal development is all about. The core of it, if I were to simplify, I don't want to simplify because personal development is just the most foundational thing that we can do for our lives. We work the jobs we work in, we make the businesses that we make, and we make the money that we make. We give our participation in our relationships. We show up for our families and our friends. We do all that, and at this point, I feel most or all of you are probably also the people who are doing things for self-care, things for taking care of your mental health, physical health, spiritual health, energetic health. You're doing all of that as well. So personal development is just the foundational work that amplifies your quality of life in all the areas without doing more, but by being conscious in charge of who you are in all those aspects of your life. And that matters so much. So 2026 for me is a beautiful year. I can feel it, I can say it, I can name it, that it's beautiful, it's amazing, it's magnetic, it's filled with so many waves of success and joy and giving like this. And what I'm going to share to you now, what I'm going to share with you now in the coming moments, it's as much as it is for me, I want you to sit down and be able to do it for yourself as well. Or at least sit down and ask yourself some questions about what does this conversation lift in you? Where does this conversation lead you? Who do you feel called to be when you hear somebody talk about their dreams, their desires, their goals, and everything that they are feeling like they want to create in this world, in this year, in this month? Why go till the end of the year in this month? So I felt, I wouldn't say so much because it wasn't so much. It was just this feeling inside me that, I want to have a program about New Year, the resolution parts of it, how the vision board part of it. I want to do that. I want to do it with people. I want them to feel more connected to their desires, to who they are going to be when this year starts and who they're going to be when this year moves from one month to the next month. I felt like I so wanted to do that. And I also felt that there was something information in my own journey that would help me deliver that in more beautiful, unique, powerful, life-changing way for you. And I will not say that what I plan to bring in this year has come through in a day. It hasn't. Although I did write it down in a day, in 2 hours yesterday after I wrote it down and I came live and I talked to you all in the same state that I was writing in. Yes, I did write it down in 2 hours, but it came piece by piece in the past 2 years. When I would write down a challenging thing that I was contemplating inside my mind, and I would make my own flow notes basically, because I would just follow the flow of my thoughts and my emotions and sensations in my body, and I would work through that. When I would sit down and do that, all of that was creating a space, a field for other people like you to come into, so they can imbibe the transformation and follow their heart into doing their own kind of work to transform their lives, their areas, their aspects, and who they show up as in their lives. And even though, as I said, even though I wrote it down in 2 hours yesterday, what this year is going to be for me, what is coming through me in this year, it came piece by piece in the past 2 years. And I needed to hold the ground and the energy to be able to allow all of it to take form in words. Even though I wanted to launch one program, one offer, one mastermind, I needed to allow it to form the sequence. Not the sequence with mind here, no. It wasn't like that. It was more like this flows, something about it fits, not for me, but for a universal energy, a universal container, a field that allows everyone who will join into it to become more of themselves, to bring more of themselves into alignment, to a deeper calling, to a deeper message. And that's amazing. So I did that, and a little bit imperfect moment about me is I planned to have this conversation on 31st of January 2026, but I was moving through things. I was like, things were coming in and I was moving through things, and there was just so much in my thoughts and in what I was navigating through, not emotionally at the moment, but energetically. I was navigating through what I wanted to offer, what wanted to come through me in spaces, and I needed to allow it all to happen. And I decided that I'm just gonna go guilt-free and not go live, not have this conversation. And when I finally show up to have this conversation, when I finally felt the completion of everything that I've written inside me, when I felt the completion inside me and I wrote it down on a paper, that felt like the creative genius moment where it was like, okay, now it's time. Now you go share it with people. Now you let them know that there is a space where they decide what their creative genius is calling them to do in this year. So this year, the space is already formed. It's Sonika Mann Official, and hello, I'm Sonika again. So the space is Sonika Mann Official, and the first thing that I'm bringing into it is the personal development brand for freeing your creative genius into your life. It is not about the technique, it's not about the process, it's about the energetic field that you enter, and your creativity gets to flow. You get to connect with that creative part of you, that guided part of you, the one that feels more, not as a reactive state of what is happening in your life, but as a responsive state of what is being created inside you. So this space, this personal development brand that's coming through and it's already in formation, has offers, programs, spaces, but each one of them aligned with a suitable frequency of growth, of evolution, of a human deciding that their business, who they are showing up as in their relationship, who they are showing up as a parent, who they are showing up as a dentist, as a doctor, as a husband, as a wife, as a friend, as a student even, because I'm studying myself for an exam, so I understand what a student goes through and how heartbreaking it is sometimes when you put in all the work and you don't get through an exam, you don't clear it, whatever be the reason, but to you the result is you didn't clear it. So how to navigate all of that? But instead of just a navigation program, it's so much more about you connecting to your creative genius, you deciding what I get to do with this experience that I just had. Who am I becoming? Where is it leading me to? What is 2026 becoming for me? And what is my contribution in all of it? So you decide who you are being before you do. And you don't let them get entangled in your heart and your mind, and all those channels get to be freely flowing inside you, and you become a part of a circulation. So 2026 is not just this year. It is so much more about connecting to your mission, your vision so deeply that every year you take the experiences that you had, and you create something more out of it. You create something bigger, a reflection of who you are inside. You create that, and you create that consciously. You don't just follow through a single intention, a single intuitive nudge, but you become a channel of your intuition, allowing your intuition to guide you and taking actions in that state, in that energy, in the flow. So this is what I'm bringing in this year. And believe me when I tell you, I am excited for everyone who's coming in, who's tuning in, who's feeling the palpation of the energy that's already circulating them with what is forming. And January was probably the month where all the to-do lists, all the vision lists, all the this is what I'm going to do this year lists were already written down. And that's good. That's okay. That was part of your journey. You did it. I'm proud of you that you showed up and did that for yourself. Because I also do know that it's very scary to decide what this year is going to be like. It's scary. It sometimes is when you have those unresolved emotions about your past experiences of when you planned something and it didn't go the way you wanted it to go. It didn't leave you with the fulfilling experience that you desired for it to be. It becomes a scary experience to decide what future is going to be like, even if it's just another day that you want to plan ahead. It freezes you. So how do we move through that? We move through that by listening to our somatic intelligence. We move through it by listening to our own creative intelligence. And instead of teaching you how I do it, I really just want to open the field of doing it, being it, having it, so that you can do it, be it, have it yourself in your own way. So there is going to be a really beautiful thing coming in for February. Yes, this month itself, that would be the first thing that will be coming in. And I will probably be announcing it this week, over the weekend, somewhere in between. I don't want to give the date away. I don't want to do that because I really want to have those people who are feeling that, making a list in the January was not exactly where I want to leave it at. But I want to take it forward. I want to see where that list needed more of me. Because I feel sometimes lists can be inspired by pressure, can be inspired by what feels like we need to have, we need to do. And then eventually a lot of things can just fall off of our needing to do them and become just a byproduct of something else, which is more of a core work that you do, and that compounds it into the other area. It helps you do it better in the other area. So that's what we are going to do. And I'm opening masterminds. I am opening beautiful spaces for all of you. You are in charge of something in your life. That means you are a CEO of some kind and in some area of your life. And you desire to take your evolution into your own hands instead of the external world deciding which direction it gets to go in. You want to go in that direction that you consciously choose, that you are in charge of, that you are creatively channeling and sourcing from within you. These spaces are going to be for you. You will feel the nudge. You feel the resonance. You feel the push, the pull, whatever feeling you want to say it is going to be for you, but you will feel it. So there are many spaces coming up, and I officially just wanted to invite each one of you to look out for when I'm opening those spaces and which one speaks for you, which one speaks to you, which one calls you forward, which one makes you a little uncomfortable in how you are doing things and, wants you to take them a little, this makes you tap into your courage, your bravery. Look into those spaces. And if you are somebody who has a solid foundation of a nervous system, which can be regulated regardless of what is happening and where they choose to go, the path, the investment, all those things. If you have that nervous system, great, amazing. You did the most amazing work for yourself. I love that you did it, and congratulations that you did it. This can still be a part of your journey. In fact, why still? This gets to be a part of your journey. The spaces that are going to be open here officially, one by one, or maybe a lot at once, it's going to come through. And I really am just thankful to each one of you. So thankful to each one of you for being here, for how many number of years you followed me. And my journey as a life coach began with certain aspects of me being challenged in my life. And if I were not challenged the way I was challenged, I probably would have never allowed myself to break free from so many layers of emotional. I want to say something, but I think it's not the right word. It's not fitting in. So I'm not going to say it at all. But yes, I chose to make all of them an opportunity to break through multiple and many layers of emotional beliefs and standards and energy in my life, to choose a different state for me, to choose a different, in fact, to remember that I have a path that is so much more fulfilling for me and for everyone who chooses to be a part of it. And I needed to give myself those permissions one by one, instead of seeking those permissions from outer world or other people who I thought knew more than me. And that also contributed to why I went on a 2 years of no program launches, nothing here. It mattered so much because I finally gave myself the permission to do it the wrong way. The way that is probably not talked about, the way where you go off for 2 years and then you come back deciding that you're going to give more, and you're going to do it your way. You're not going to depend on any external circumstance of your life to give you permission, neither the time nor the energy nor the money. You're not going to depend on those things to decide what your path is going to be forward. You decide that internally. You decide that from that inner personal power, that resonance inside you, that creative genius working the world inside you. You decide from that place. And then you don't just become the chief executive officer of whatever you are an officer of, but you become the creative genius behind all of that. The creator behind all of that. You stand in your power, allowing everyone else to be in their power because you are not afraid. Because you know there's nothing outside of you that can actually displace you from where you're standing. You're not taking anyone else's place. You are in your place. You have positioned yourself internally so well. Your compass is situated inside you so well that you become a direction, a guide for others. You don't lean on others. You provide support, but you don't lean on others. You also allow them to support you, but you don't lean on others. You don't become an energetic anything for anyone else, but you become a field where their evolution is supported, where their desires are supported, where their courage is felt and is palpable and is given permission without words that they get to have whatever they want. They get to live the way they want to live. That's what Sonika Man Official is about. That's what the personal development brand under Sonika Man Official is about. And these programs are going to be open here through a live probably. So be sure to join in and keep checking the page. If you don't catch the live, keep checking my profile. And if you're yet not a friend of mine, no worries. I want to be friends with you, because this is a different energy. This is the energy of transformation. This is the energy of let's all move together forward. And it has to be a choice. You cannot force everyone to move forward, but it has to be a choice. So you have to choose to move forward in your life, in your vision. And with that, I really want to say what's coming up is so much about vision for 2026. What I'm bringing is so much about who you are going to be and how you see yourself in this vision. What is your role? What you are contributing as? What emotions do you hold about yourself? What do you think? What do you feel? Who are you when you're here? And not limiting yourself with knowing the things that the world has told you that you need to know, because everyone is doing certain things in a certain energy. And sometimes when we are not open enough or in the circulation of energy inside of ourselves, the orientation is misplaced a little bit. Like you are orienting to the outside world more than you're orienting towards your heart, your soul. When the orientation is a little bit misplaced, the things that others are saying in all goodness, they don't land the way they need to land, so that you can be at your higher level. You can connect to something deeper. And that's okay, because you are on a journey. We all are on a journey, and we get to support each other. We get to have each other's company while we create a more beautiful life, while we raise the standard of living for all of us, for our families, for our loved ones, when we become the ones who we were always meant to be. And how beautiful life can get, because we are deciding that it gets to be beautiful. And this is something that I felt yesterday, and I just kind of jumped around in my room. I was like, wow, this makes me happy. And I actually even wrote it out on a post somewhere. I think I did. I'm sure I did. That beginnings are available for all of us, for everyone. And they are available. And each course, each masterclass, each mastermind, each offer, the memberships. And I'm also, because this feels right. There is no other reason, but because this feels right, I'm also opening up spaces for 6 months, for 12 months, so that when you join in one of those spaces, you are not waiting on hearing which program is coming next and is it going to be for me, but you are already rolled in. Basically, you are already rolling in with what's coming. You're already a part of it when you join in on those 6 months, 12 months, things that I have now available already. So you can choose from all of these spaces. And as I said, beginnings are available for all of us. It's the ones who are choosing the beginnings consciously to create something meaningful from their lives, to create something powerful, impactful, joyful from their experiences, from who they are. And to a certain extent in your life, you create from your experiences, okay? But your experiences also have a limit. When you are young, your experiences and the contemplation behind those experiences have certain limits, because you only have limited number of lenses to look through into those experiences. It's limited, and it's okay, because when you contemplate enough of the experiences, when you have sat down with your emotions and with yourself and with who you are enough, you then can start following it up with your intuition, with something which is far bigger than what you could have experienced in the past, how many number of years you are alive. So, it's so much about reducing your dependency on anything outside of you, instead channeling everything that's available for you and creating from within. It is so much about that. And that's what all my spaces are about. Beginning this month, that's all my spaces are all about. To help you, to support you, to hold you while you tap into that creativity, that genius inside you, and you amplify its effect in your business, in your clinics, in your hospitals, in whatever you own or you want to own, or you want to multiply what you are doing through that business, who you are, how you are with your employees, what happens when you are there, what you want happens when you are not there, because you are energetically tuned into a higher version of everything that you are doing here. So, welcome to Sonika Mind Official. And I'm so excited to see you in one of those programs, and so excited for you to use these available choices, make them consciously, and tap into a version of you that is leading you into emotional freedom and more maturity about who you are, how you see yourself, with so much love. Thank you so much. This means a lot to me, a lot to me. And if you know somebody who is already on this path, you are a coach, and you feel like, you want a different version of you, a higher version of you to lead your coaching business this year, this is definitely for you. And if you know somebody who's doing this work and you feel like this could benefit them, this visionary aspect could help them, share it with them and let me know that you shared it with them, because I do plan a beautiful, I want to use a beautiful word again. So I do plan something for people who are sharing these conversations to people they know, they feel called to share with. I have something amazing for you, and I'm so excited for you to take these opportunities, enjoy them, make the most of them, make the most of everything that comes forward to you in this year. So sit down and just go through your lists for 2026 again and see where the gap is. Where do you feel you could use more support, a different approach than before? And instead of feeling forced that I need to know the different approach now, hold the space where you don't know it and just be okay with it for now. Maybe you will inspire yourself to create something so amazing, because your creative genius is going to be just like right there waiting for you to tap into it. And we're going to do it. It's going to be so much fun. This year is incredible. Thank you so much for listening to me. I'm going to see you soon.